Okay, now we've got this page and this one of our journaling blocks here. I'm going to come back to this one. Let's see, I was like, why is that clipped? This is an easy one. This is just a journaling tag, and all I'm going to do is pick out one of my little paper clips, and it's just going to be clipped to the page. Now, what I am going to do is, because this is a thinner piece of paper, I'm going to take a piece of book page and tear it down and fold it over the edge, and fold it in half and glue it to the edge of the page just to give it a little more stability, because I am going to be clipping something to it. And I'm clipping it from the side. So, what I want to do is see about how long this is. Let's see if I can tear that off to about the size of the book page. There we go. I'm going to ink down it a little bit, and then ink the edges of it. I'm going to fold this in half and put glue on it. And actually, I think if I added this score tape, it's going to give it even more stability. I think I'll just put the score tape on there. Goodness. Well, it didn't take me long to make a mess, did it? You should see this place. It's kind of bad. Okay. And I'll just go ahead and tape it, and that will give me, whoops, I should have cut a little tiny piece of tape there on the end. I cut it a little short. Put that back on there, and I'll cut off the excess if I need to. There we go. Okay. And then this little part. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of glue down that center where I didn't put any tape. I'm going to put just a little tad of glue, just because I don't want the paper to tear. This stuff is sticky. You have to kind of make sure you got it where you want it. I'm trying to get it off my hand. If I could get it to lay down. Yeah. Okay. We have contact. You have to make sure that you are putting it where you want it, because if you don't, it's too late. It's just too late. Cut that little piece of adhesive off and ink that outer edge and any place that I might need to ink. And now that has a good, outer, oh, there's a little bit of tape there. A good outer edge for me to clip something to, that I don't have to worry about it tearing my page. So I'm going to put my little thing on here, and I'm going to pick a, let's see, look at my page together and see which one I want to pick. I want to pick a little clip. Does this one need to be neutral? That looks cute. Okay, so we're just going to simply clip that in, and it's in the notebook. And there we go. It's there. You can turn it over, journal, and write on it. That's all I'm doing to that. And I'm skipping through the book. I know that there's other parts and pieces, but I'm going to do all the embellishments that we made, and then we'll go back. And am I out of frame again? Oh, good Lord. I keep pulling this stuff toward me. I gotta stop. Okay. Again, Okay, this one's all I'm going to do to it for now. Pull the page next to that one. So we've got this, like this. So all I'm going to want to do here is, again, reinforce the edge of the page. Okay, I just want to pick out another little, man, that hurt. Is there anything on back? Okay. This one is simply going to be glued down because it'll have so much stuff, you know, coming out of it, and it's just going to be a corner tuck. It's pretty simple. Actually, oh, I should have pulled that above the stitching on this one. Wipe that off and see if I can move it. And I got something coming apart there. It didn't have glue on it. Well, you gotta open the glue for it to glue, don't you? Okay. That's all we're gonna do to that one for the moment. And then this one, I just need to pick a clip. Kind of just like in the little blue and green clip. And you have to turn that just a little sideways to go through both of those extra wires, but it really holds tight. So there I've got that page and that page. This one I don't have anything on yet. And let me get the page that goes with it. This little neighbor, which is this one. The envelope, or bag, paper bag or expanding bag that we have there. Whoops. And I'm putting one on each side of this. And I just need to decide, since we have a lot of tucky places, I'm trying to decide if I want this to fold down, like for journaling, like to put paper in it, and leave that as a journaling spot and, you know, doing something at the top, or if I want it just as a side tuck, which could be cute too. I think we're going to just make these tucks. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just glue up the top and the back, or the top and the side, I mean, sorry, not the top and the back, down one side, up the edge, just do that, and leave this whole thing, this bag, as a whole area for, yeah, I think that, and plus it'll stabilize the bag. You know, it'll help stabilize the bag a little bit. So, let me, on this side, so on this one, I want to go up this side and across the top. Do them at the same time and tape them at the same time. So we'll just do little tucks with these. I didn't know when I did them. I just couldn't decide until you know, sometimes you have to get them in the book. So, okay, get some tape going on here. And I know I'm using a lot of score tape, but really this is so much quicker sometimes than all the glue and waiting and some happy birds out there. I think I'm gonna put him right here. He seems to be sticking down nicely, and it does help reinforce my bag. See, our bag opens out so we can tuck things in there. I have another page, and this is one of the ones where I wasn't super happy with how the layout fell because I didn't really realize that I was going to have one red bird left, and one of his feathers came off. I need to glue that back. One of his little tail feathers came off. Put some glue on there. I just now saw that. There's my barbecue skewer. So kind of roll that in that glue without making too much of a mess. Anyway, I wasn't too happy that this kind of came together with this red and this coral page. But it just is what it is. Because, you know, you can't even, no matter how much I was shifting things, it just didn't come out perfect. I'm going to leave this one alone and come back to it. Because I'm not feeling it because these two are so different. That, you know, it just is what it is. This page, one of these, and I'm going to glue this to it, to the back. And I might end up stitching around the edge, but I don't mind doing that. But I don't want to do any real decorating to it, because I'm going to keep any of the journaling cards in here just as a flat card. No anything else on it. Turn this over on the back. Kind of line it up. The side and the corner. Okay. Oops. I put that lid on there wrong. Okay. Cut this out. And you could even make this, you know, almost into a tag. You could go ahead and angle it and cut the corners. You know, that's a possibility too. I could just turn it into a tag, you know, that clips on a page. And that could be done too. That is crooked. Oh, I should use a paper trimmer. There we go. Much, much better. Okay. And that way, I'm just getting a, you know, if I wanted another tag, I think I'm going to leave it as a card though. Just gives it a little bit more room. You could even, you know, punch a hole, put a ribbon, do whatever. But I think I'm going to leave it as is. Just because it is so plain, I may stitch around it real quick. And, you know, that way it kind of differentiates it a little bit. So hang on while I stitch that, and I will be right back. Okay, well, stitching, rubbing some ink over that, over the stitching on both sides. Just rub those edges. Kind of gives it a little perforated fun look on the back. My sewing is so great, can't you tell how good that sewing is? Okay, and this one's going to clip on here, and I'm going to need to reinforce that edge of that page also. Get another bit of dictionary. I'll just grab a hunk this time in case I need some more. I have to keep going back and forth. Ruler. Ruler. These. Okay. Non-aggressively, I'm going to non-aggressively ink these. So I ripped that last one. I'm going to do that again. How long this needs to be. this other one about this length because there's one on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on all these little pages that are kind of the same. I'm going to go ahead and do that little treatment to the edge. Ink. You know, since you know what I'm doing with both of these on here, this one and, oops, this one, I'm going to pause you, and I'm going to do the same thing with this and turn it into a journaling card. So I'm going to pause because you know what I'm going to do. So hang on. Okay. So I stitched both of these into journaling cards. They got the paper on the back, or the, what do you call that? Index card. I've used a couple of my little clips and clipped them in the book. Just for, now that's not to say I might not go back and be stapling ribbon or adding tabs. Right now I just want to get things in there and kind of look at it and see what else I need. And then flip it over to the back, and I've got this one clipped in with another one of the little flower clips. And here we have another belly band, which you've already seen me attach that. And I will do that real quick and clip it to dry, and we'll move on to the next page. Okay, we're ready for the next page, which here, let's see, I don't really have much on this one other than I did think about using, let's see, oops. Oh, yeah, I did have something on there. It just fell off. I was like, I know I had something on the back of there. Okay, it just fell off. That's for the back side. On the front side of the envelopes, I have to see if I want to do anything here and what it is that we have left to kind of work with. And I do have all these little things to tuck and, you know, that could be clipped or tucked or, you know, something like that. And I haven't used any of those yet. And, you know, I could put the little booklets inside here, but I'm not sure. We'll see what's going on with that. So, I don't know if we want to do just some little images. This is gonna, I was just gonna pin you know, pin this at the top with one of the pins. I think I like this, pins, clips, paper clips. I think I'll put it on this side. Just paper clip that one on there. And then I had to decide if I want to do anything like decorate this or, you know, I had that bird left, and I've got several little images left. If I just wanted to add some little images on these envelopes or something, just some vintage imagery, you know, which that one would be kind of covered up because, let's take this off, when that's unclipped, you know, this is what you would be seeing on the page. I do also have an extra, you know, some of the birds things, and I don't know. Something to definitely think about. Or I do have, for this page, I know that this is going to be on here, I do have, where are the little tiny banners, and I don't know if I want to use those on the, you know, like they could go on the flap of the envelope. Which is actually really kind of cute, isn't it? And the other one I think says bird. clip that flap down because it keeps coming up. The other one says bird. That could be kind of cute to do something like that. And then if you wanted, you know, if I wanted to add some imagery of one of the, let's see what I've got here. We do have, you know, the bird in the nest. We do have just the nest, which that could be cut down just a little bit to fit on there. If we wanted just more of a little vintagey, I've also got that one, and this one, and this one. And then I do have the big dove, but I've also got the little dove left. It seems like I don't like this one with that. Don't like either one of those. Saving this for another page, but it could actually go. No, I like both of these on there, not that one. And possibly cutting out the bird. I'm not sure. Let's see. I've also still got the some of these images left. I was hoping to use these in some of the journal pages, though, the journaling blocks, so I'm really not wanting to use those so much. Let's see, I just looked through those, didn't I? And I've also still got an envelope, but I was thinking maybe of overlaying, I don't know, or cutting out the same bird, or even a different bird, overlaying a different bird, something. Or I could just cut this off. I don't even have to have that whole thing if I don't want to. Or, ooh, I could fussy cut and make it into a little tuck. I like that idea. Let's start there. I do like this. I need a little bit of string, because we're going to need to make this page over here I'm not worried about. Some of these I'm leaving blank right now. More than likely what's going to happen is I'll end up just putting a journaling block on here or leaving them plain. I'm not sure. But let's work on this one for now. I'm happy with the way that looks. Just put that one aside and move to this one. Oh, I did not plug my hot glue gun in. Sorry, step away. I forgot. I really probably need the hot glue for this one. A little bit to get it to stick. Okay. And then this can just, and I don't have to clip this there. I just thought it would bring the color across the page. This can be stuck somewhere else. It doesn't necessarily have to. This one, let's get started on it by sticking it to some craft card, because I need to stiffen it. Oops. Am I in frame? Barely. Sorry. Take care of that right now. Move back. Let me trim this one out, and we'll make a little tuck on top of this envelope. Now, I'm not going to ruin this picture. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Since the tree cuts off there, I think I want to kind of go around and just kind of give it a curvy like effect. I'll keep that little photo. I'll cut that out, and that could always be something that could be used on another project, not on this one. See, and that can just go in the pile of, we don't want to use that right now. And this portion here, I'm going to try to, oh, round it down so it's kind of got a little edge on it. And just make a little wonky shaped tuck spot there. Just ink that back up real good. And it's got the bird, and it's got the nest. And I think that would be a cute little tuck place right there on the corner. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Don't think I want anything else with it right now. I hear a little tree frog out there. Must be by the pond. Okay. We're having such nice weather while we can, because our weather turns on a dime and it gets so hot you have to hibernate. It just gets so hot. So while it's nice, I've been having windows open and fresh air, even with the pollen. You know, as much fresh air as I can get, because it has just been awful. The pollen is horrible, but you know, my window seals are dusty with it. I'm gonna have to clean my window seals. It's terrible. Let's see, should we make this a little tuck? Or I'm gonna need to cut it off some because I don't want it tucked up under that. Whoop. Okay, and let me ask myself this. Do I want the E for egg or just this image, because this could be used with one of those eggs? You know, I think I just want the image. I'm going to cut the E egg off and put that aside and just use the little bird image. And just because I'm curious to see, let me bring that pink page back. I might put a little bit of the background of the other. Let me just see. I may put some of this for background behind that little bird. Just as a little, just to bring some of the color across the page. Just a little bit bigger, and I'll go in and look at that, because that will give me at least an idea if I want to bring a little bit of that in, so that I don't know why I like the coordination of it. And added to that, let me see if I want to do a little bit of this also. I kind of love matting things where they're layer. And these would be cut down a little bit more. I'm just trying to get a kind of a feel for it. And then if I used one of these in the tuck, one of the ones that kind of go with that, then I sort of get that moving across the page, and I think that looks really cute because this has got the blue in it. So see, that was an easy peasy, and I'm not adding any extra things to it. I'll add some little I'll add some little string to that, and we will be back in business. Yeah, I like that, because I get some of the blue and some of that rosy, pinky, peachy, whatever color you want to call it. Okay, trimming it down. I'm trying to move us through this. I realize this isn't going to be the whole book, but this gets almost everything. I mean, my goal was by the time I got done to have nothing left of this kit, to have it all in one book, which is, you know, sometimes it's doable, sometimes it's not. We'll see, but that was kind of my goal, to get that done. What's the matter, Sophie? That's my little studio dog. She's sitting out on the porch barking. She's keeping watch over her kingdom. She is a little miniature dachshund, and she's a mess. She is the boss of our house, and she knows it. When she is ready to go to bed, she literally starts herding us like, you are going to bed too. Everybody must go to bed when I'm ready to go to bed. She's just such a princess, and we love her to pieces. She's getting to be a little gray-haired girl. She's about to turn 13. We got her and our first grandchild 1 month apart, so we've had her for a while and just adore her. Okay, now I'm going to kind of thinky on whether I want to do any thing on that. Whether I'm not going to attach that yet, that's what I'm going to say. I'm thinking whether I want it to be a little pocket or tuck or just a embellishment. Probably just an embellishment, but while I'm doing that, I can go ahead and look for that string again. And we will fix this little banner up. Kind of want to get an angle on it. I'm going to attach these little letters with a bit of hot glue just for speed purposes. I will be putting some other glue on there, but I want to initially just get them tacked with hot glue, and then I'll put some glue under them when I string them. So I'm just kind of spreading them apart, oops, a little bit. I'm getting caught on everything over here. Just going to spread them apart a little bit and try to get these on there fairly straight. Just leaving a little gap between each one. And I could have done matting on these letters and stuff, you know, like you could have matted them and built them out and all that. But I think I just wanted to keep them simple. Like I said, I like that there's some things that are kind of overdone and then some things that are more simple to give, you know, your eye a little bit of a rest in between. Because, man, I can foof a book up, let me tell you. I can just practically bedazzle a book. Okay, that's about right. So I'm going to get some glue wherever, you know, oh gosh. It's sitting literally right in front of me and I couldn't see it. I'm going to get some glue and glue down my letters where I want them. And I generally don't use a lot of hot glue because hot glue, in my opinion, now it may have improved in years, I don't know. Hot glue in general, it's not the best glue for everything. If cold temperatures, it can freeze and pop off. You know, I'm just not, I just don't use a lot of hot glue. And that's just my preference. And like I said, there may be better glues out there now than in the past when I was doing a lot. Oh man, I just knocked all those off, didn't I? When I was doing a lot of hot gluing, and I just, you know, I've just had experience with it not sticking where I want it to. Okay, got the bird banner down. Kind of. You hear that peacock? He is having himself a noisy party out there. Don't know what what's got him stirred up. He's not my peacock. He actually belongs to my neighbor. But he comes to my house all the time. And so, and they stay in we've got a great big Well, we got a lot of great big trees, but this is a big tree at the end of our driveway, and they nest up there, or perch up there and sleep up there at night. They come over here. There's 3 of the males that come over here. The females are put up right now because they are hatching their eggs, and so they're not out strolling around. And just the male ones are coming over right now. Okay, now I gotta try to get my little nest litters back up here. And I'm gonna do the same thing with them. Oh, come on. Get a little piece of that string. Just enough to, I think that should be enough. Kind of start over here and a little bit away from the edge and try to get the letters on there. This is just good for tacking because they won't be flying away from me and I won't be fighting them. Just put a little glue on the rope and oops. Okay. Now I'll do the same thing and strings, move that hot glue gun. I already burnt myself twice doing this project with that hot glue gun. Try not to do it again. Okay. Let's start about right there. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes I get quiet when I'm working. I mean, I just get into what I'm doing and I forget I'm supposed to be, maybe I'm supposed to be chatting, or maybe y'all just want me to be quiet and craft. I don't know. And I decided I'm just going to put this on as a regular little thing. I'm not going to worry about it being something or functional or whatever. Because I did think, should I do it as a flip up? Oh, that might be cute. Like a flip up deal. Okay, good thing I hadn't glued it down yet. Just a second. Let me grab a piece of paper. Okay. See? Things come to you while you're doing this. I'll just glue this to this piece of paper. This heavy lined paper here. Yeah, flip up would be cute. Or you could journal on it. That would be nice. So, we'll do that. Make sure that's good and adhered. Hopefully. Yep. And then try to just cut down. Fold that. I'm going to fold it over and then fold it back because that'll get my fold line there. Right there at the top. Use my scissors to get a good crease. That's really thick paper. And then just trim it off. Yeah, I like the idea of it being a flip up. So now I will ink the inside. And glue that in place. Sophie, my goodness. She is. I don't even know, there's nothing out there to bark at. I have no idea what she's barking at. She's probably wondering why I'm in here talking to myself. Okay, after this I promise more glue. I'm going to get more glue. Okay, let me stop and get more glue. Okay, isn't that crazy? I just think I was going to get every little bit of that glue out. before I opened a new bottle. And now I'm having the same problem with this one because it wasn't upside down. Oh, yeah. Of course, this one does have glue. This is full. Brand new. It's getting a little more glue than I want out, but coming out. Okay. Yeah. That might be a little much glue, so I'm going to kind of take a little scrap of paper and spread it, because that may be a lot of glue. Okay. And now we'll put this little, I've got to lift it up because I have to see if okay, it's on there straight, but now I need to kind of make sure there's no excess glue anywhere coming out or coming off of there, and that it's glued down. The little edge is trying to come up, and I don't think I'm going to put any kind of little, like a closure or anything on that. And tie my little nest thing in a knot. Oop, don't pull it up, it's not dry. It will pull up. And pull this, and I'm not going to worry about the closures on these envelopes either. I could go back and put a magnet closure and do all that, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that on this. Just let it be. And there's a cute little page. And it matches our other page. We kind of have that color theme going on there. I really like it. I think that's cute. And I was going to clip this in here, but now I'm like, I think it's going to clip somewhere else. So I'm going to toss him back in the pile. Flip this over, and let's see what page goes beside it. This one. How did I get two pink pages back to back? Well, I did, so I thought I tried to alter them, but you know, it just happens. Okay, well, now that I used my image that I was going to use over here, I guess I have to figure out something else. I was going to try to do this was one of the journaling cards, and I thought of doing it just into a flip out. Okay, looking at this, I think I like the pink on the edge better than the blue. So what I'm going to do here is glue a piece of this to this edge here, like this, fold it under, and then glue this under part to the, get it even so I can cut it off. Glue the under part to the envelope, and that'll make it a flip out. Okay, so I'm just making a fabric hinge, basically, is all I'm doing, is making a fabric hinge. And I'm going to put a little bit of regular glue, and I got to turn all my glues upside down. I keep forgetting I need to stick it in that holder so it stays. There it goes. Now it's going too far. Oh, might be time to stop. I'm having technical difficulties. Sorry. Gee. This is just going from bad to worse. Okay. And just because I want a quick seat, I am going to put a little bit of hot glue with that. Just enough to get a little hold in there, and it'll quick seat it. And I'll have some extra glue in there too, to try to get somewhat of a quick seal on this top piece, and that way I won't be worrying about sliding around and all that. Okay, cut this off just a tad before I glue the rest of it. Then I'm going to take this piece and I am going to glue it down to the envelope. Man, this glue comes out huge, and it's more, this is weird. This is tacky glue, and it's like, it's more, my other's thicker than this. This is so weird. And I cut the tip off really fine, so I don't know. So strange. I'm trying to get some of that off before I get too big of a mess on here. And I just want to line that up in the middle where the card lays, like that. And I'll probably put something in between here to let that dry. I want it to dry like this, but not gluing it together. So I'm going to need to grab some wax paper to stick in between there. I need something so that that doesn't stick to that, because I do want it to dry flat like this and then it will open, but I want to keep that down. So I'm just going to pin this so it doesn't flop back open while I'm working with it, and maybe get a couple clothespins. And that way I can keep it where I want it. So I'm going to let that be the bottom portion. And then maybe, I don't know that I want to bring that bird in here because of the orange. Let's see what else we have over here that we might want to. We could always clip just another booklet on there and leave those plain for writing. I don't know, but while we're thinking on that, this is ready to adhere, and all I'm going to do is be, you know, gluing it to the page. Hopefully this crazy glue, I don't know about this. Okay, that's a little better. It just seems thin for tacky glue. That's all I'm saying. I'm used to it being a little bit thicker. Okay. This is just going to get glued down. I'm going to lift up that burlap a little bit. Whoops. Put it about right there. Yeah. Any excess glue that squishes out of there. I kind of left that burlap on top just because I like that look. And this is the one where we have the 3 pockets in here that we can tuck things in. And I don't know, let's see. I don't really want to use that there. We've got other images and stuff that we can put on here that we could mix. That one's a little big. I really wanted that one for a booklet. That one could be cute as a pocket. I think this one's too big. I mean, I could cut it down, but, well, it's not really, I guess. I don't like the tone of it, though. And then there, that one's a little large. It could be cut down, but I don't want to do that either. And I've also got birds that could be put on. This could be moved over here, and he could be cut down for a little cute tuck. He could just be cut out and applied with some collage behind him. And I would want to use that particular bird on there if I did use it. So it looks like I'm narrowing it down to this or this. And if I did do this as a pocket, which I'm kind of leaning toward more of the vintage images than the bird on this layout. If I did do that, let's look and see what we have as far as some of our little inserts that might look sweet in there. I'm thinking probably one of the, maybe the nest one. I don't know. That's kind of thick. It might have to clip on there. I'm seeming to like this build up here. So, I'm going to put this one onto craft card and stitch around it real quick and ink it, and then I will come back and I'll probably stamp on it a little bit, and I may stamp on that a little bit. I haven't even used my stamp much. Just, you know, trying to kind of look at what I've got going on here. And like I said, the way I work is I try to do one layer, and then I go back through the book and I look and you know, see where things are needed and what's needed. So, you know, some people work and do a whole page, and I kind of skip around a little bit. I like to distribute most of my things sort of evenly throughout the book, and then come back and, oh, don't put the ink on it before I run it through my sewing machine. I'll be right back. Okay, going to ink this down a little bit, like I've done on pretty much everything else. Just kind of get that stitching area there. I don't know why I'm inking the back if it's going to be a pocket, but, you know, oh well. Okay, so my thought process was that if I did this into a little pocket, I might want to add something of the flowers or something like that. And where did I move those to? Totally feeling like I can't breathe today. This air is so thick. It just goes. We really don't have a huge spring here, and we don't have a huge fall. We have a long winter and a long summer, and it usually just goes from cool to blazing hot. That is usually how we do it around here. Like those with those, something small. I was kind of thinking something here with the little bird, you know, to kind of enhance him. And I could even cut those down a little bit. Let's see what else I've got here. Is that the same thing? I think I've already cut that one off. I'm kind of left with bigger flowers. I pretty much, this project helped me use these up for sure. Oh wait, that might be the same flower. And maybe I could just cut some of the end of it off for that bird. I like that idea. Okay, we'll do that. Let's just cut a little bit off. Kind of fussy cut out this one and trim it up, and I think that would be great to use for and that's something to keep in mind. Just because you bought something for one purpose doesn't mean you can't change it or change its use. You know, don't ever feel, you know, stuck into, oh, well, it's a, you know, it's a sticker and it's whole, or it's a stamp. Even some of your stamps you can cut. I like that. Gosh, I wanted to get it where it was kind of coming off there. Let me take these little leaves off. I can reattach them. But I don't want them going right up into the bird. I was kind of hoping it would look a little like a blossom, you know, coming off that. Let me see if I can maneuver these leaves a little bit, because that does look a little blank there. I don't know if it needs to go under or over to kind of cover that a little bit. Maybe over. It's hard for me to work with these small things. It's gotten super hard to do that. So I love that coming off the branch, but I just don't want the leaves and stuff to be up in the bird, but it may have to be. It's just something about, and it may be the cut of this. Okay. Let me trim that up, and that may that may do it right there. It may have just been that little weird thing. And then possibly there's a little stem there. See, that's much cuter. Or I could even put them sort of behind the bird. Like there's a stem and he's in the leaves. Okay, let's glue that. After we throw it all over the place, let's glue it. Just like that. These little leaves. Now to decide where I want them. I kind of want them behind the bird. Like there's a branch, like he's kind of nestled inside there. There. Happy with that. I think I want to, I don't know if I inked the edges of this. I don't think I did. I mean, I swirled ink on it, but I don't think I darkened the edges. Just didn't look like I did. I don't know if I did. And now the last thing is, do I want, since this is kind of a fluffy page, and everything here is kind of fluffy, do we want to add a little lace here? And I think I still have some of this left. So, and I think I will do that right there. This is that double lace, so I can cut this in half. And we'll add a little lace on the back side. I'm going to ink it down a little bit to match the other lace. And attach. This time I am going to cheat. I'm totally, I think I'll do the back too. I'm totally going to use hot glue right here for a part of it, and then I may have to go back and glue some more, but I would like for this to dry quickly. This is strictly quick purposes is why I'm doing this. Make that to where it's touchable without burning myself. So I'm kind of good at that. Okay. Just round these off a little bit. Trim that little edge, and we are ready to glue this little pocket down. Okay. Okay. Still coming out way thicker than I think it should. And I'm going to glue it down here toward the bottom. And I want to kind of press and hold. Now that my clips are good there, I'm just going to move them up here. And clip this in a couple places until it seats itself. Like I said, this is really weird. This is almost like using school glue instead of tacky glue. It's, well, this bottle is, I don't know if it's, maybe I got a bad bottle. I don't know. It's very strange. Okay, and even with all the clips, you can see we've got a really cute, is that dry enough? I don't trust it. And I may come back in here and put a card in, you know, a line card, or I may just leave it plain, but for right now I am going to leave this in here because I don't want it to dry on itself. Okay, I'm going to put this one away and flip this one over and get its mate, and we are almost to the end. I promise, I promise, I promise. Okay, this one for now remains blank. This one you've seen me do already. I'm going to reinforce, no wait, this is a different kind of page. I don't have to reinforce it. This is just going to be a clip to this page here. This is just a clip, so I just need to pick a clip. Orangey is pretty, isn't it? Maybe orange. A little more orange. And it's so weird. I used to not like orange, and now I do. It's very strange. Okay, and on the back side, I wanted to do this little pocket somewhere. And what do we want to do with it? Getting low on clips. Maybe I should have made more clips. I didn't know if I want to just do it on the page. I've got to go back and gesso those. I forgot about that. I think I kind of do just want to do the pocket on a page and decorate it. And I don't remember. Let me look back and see what we did with that other one. Let's see. Okay, I just did something really simple with it. And that looks like it needs something else. I don't know. We'll go back to that later though. We're not on that page. Okay, stickers. Yeah, I'm just copying myself at this point. Like, let's just copy a design. It could be so much easier. I still have some of those little tickets if I wanted to do a ticket on there. Let's see what we got left. But I don't really want any of those on there, so nope. Let's pick something from the stickers. What do I like? And you know, since that's there, I guess I need the next page. Now, oh, last page. Okay, this is what it's by. This always helps if you know what it's by. That way you can kind of match everything. And this just came off the clip. I just pulled that right off. There it goes. Okay. Now, back to this. We do have, that does help when I can see what's on the other side. We do have this kind of color palette across from it. So, that's cute. The pink butterfly, or the, actually, I just like this little kind of echoing this. So, I'm going to take this out. I am going to put it on here because I want to ink it, and it's really hard for me to ink those stickers without something. I always mess them up, is what I'm trying to tell you. Without totally messing the edges up. So I'll fussy cut this one and ink it and glue it on, and then glue the pocket on. And that is another one of the fold out things, the little that we did with the long sheet of paper. There we go. Okay. Ink this a bit. And just simply glue it on, and glue the pocket on. I think I'm going to put the pocket, well, I don't guess it matters. I have to glue both of them, so I'll glue the pocket on first. And this one I'm gluing it completely down. I'm not worried about if there's any, you know, tuck or anything like that. I just want to glue the whole pocket down. Just right in the middle of the page. And where's my little blotting cloth? It is getting a little crazy in here again. I may have to stop and clean up so often. I'm such a mess. I make such a mess. And just put that little looks pretty good. Maybe it's on there straight. And just kind of put that little touch on there. So it's got, you know, and I want to do a few of those touches on the pages. That's why I've saved some of the things that we have there. Now this one is going to attach to the back here, and I tied the other one in. I don't think I'm going to tie this one in. I think I'm going to put it high enough to where I just put a clip up here or over here. And let's see, that one I may have to rearrange clips. No, and no. Not thrilled with this clip, but it'll work for now. Let me see how it looks on there. It's just a little bright, but it's okay. Or should I do it out the side? Or maybe I want it to tie. How did I do the other one? I did twine. But maybe this one is going to tie with it and the bow underneath the little tag. That's what we'll do. Okay. Let's, where's the twine? Ooh, ouch. Hot glue gun. Okay, and I'm going to take a piece of, oh yeah, this is visually getting too much for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't find anything. I'm going to kind of put it where I think the middle is, thereabouts, and then secure this down with some score tape. And I've just about come to the conclusion that when I finish this portion of the book, I may not finish taping the rest of the decorations so that you could have a little bit of a surprise in the preview of not everything, if that makes any sense at all. I'm getting super short on time, and I think this pretty much shows you, and by the time I'm done, I will have used everything in this kit on this book. And what I think I'll do next is, after I get through with these last couple pages, we're going to move on to the cover. And then I will come back. I may stop at that point and finish the book, and then come back and do a kind of a reveal so that there's a little something left. And because I've shown you, most of, what I've done, everything else is going to be, way simplified from anything else. Excuse me. But we may move to the cover. Now this one I'm going to want at the top. Looks pretty good there. Kind of. Okay. I know it's a little wonky, isn't it? Well, it doesn't look wonky that way, but it looks wonky that way. I may have to. I was hoping by tying I would. There we go. That would keep it from coming apart. Do some knots in the end of this so it doesn't fray. The bottom part is blank for now. There may be additions, but that's, not something I want to do at this point. I'm happy with leaving this as is for the moment. Oh, maybe I'm not happy with how long those ties are. Those are a little long. Let me shorten these up. And then I ended up turning one of the other journaling cards into another one of these. I felt like I had a blank space, and I was just trying to figure out what to go on this very back. So I ended up turning the last journaling card into the same thing, a lift. But I'm not going to put both of them on top because that adds bulk and bulk. I'm going to distribute it and put this one on the bottom. So this is the last one before we move to the cover. I am glued to the paper. Okay, let's see if we can get this one on straight right here. There we go. Kind of give it a smoosh from the other side. Oh, and we've got little secret pockets in there we can put things in too. So this gets us to where I wanted to be for starting to like maybe do something on the cover and finishing this journal. This is, I mean, you could call it done at this point if you don't want to use like every little thing. I do. That was my challenge to myself.